Warning, there may be some spoilers for some games in this, so before you watch it, just know that. And if you don't want to be spoiled about those games, don't watch it. Hey everybody, it's still Zelda month, and this is another one of those stupid top 10 lists that y'all hate so much. And it's okay, because I do too. But let's do it anyway, for fun! For fun, for fuck's sake! Alright, so, what I want to talk about today, the thing you saw in the title, the thing that was on the title card, that's right, we're talking about my top 10 areas in Zelda games. So, yeah, I mean, I just want to talk about those and kind of explain why I like those areas so much. And I said areas because I didn't want to limit it to towns or dungeons or overworlds or whatever, because then I would have to make a bunch of the lists for those different specific things, and, you know, that's just very limiting. And this list was hard enough for me to do like this, so you know what? Just fuck that idea, and we're doing this one. We're doing this one! Number 10. Faron Woods. This is the whole forest place in Skyward Sword. And I really like it just because it's super pretty. I mean, like, you just look at everything, you're like, oh wow, like a lot of this grass looks really nice, and like the way the sun shines through things, and I mean, the game itself is already a fairly pretty looking game, but this place really makes it shine and how scenic and serene it can be. And it's just super awesome. I mean, it's a really cool place to go into and explore, and it just feels kinda wonderful. So I like it. Number 9. Animal Village. Yeah, the Animal Village from Link's Awakening. I like it. It's kind of weird. It has a cool little tune to it. That's kind of goofy. There's a lot of animals in there that just talk to you, because I guess animals can talk there. And apparently it's supposed to be like a sister city to Mabe Village, which is the place where you start, even though neither one are cities, I guess. And, you know, I like it. It's just a cool, interesting little place to go to that's kind of goofy and, you know, kind of just fits in with the whole overall strangeness, weirdness thing going on in Link's Awakening. But you're talking animals, man. What's with that? Number 8. Symmetry City. This is a place in Oracle of Ages, and I think it's a pretty cool little place that just feels kind of secluded from the rest of the game, sort of. And it's just interesting because, you know, it's everything has to be symmetrical in the city, and that's why, you know, there's problems in there. There's like a volcano going off and shit because they had a thing in the center of the village that's gone. So you have to go and, you know, get that fixed and put it back there so the balance can be restored to it. And I like that it's almost just like an entire like mini idea for like a game, all like in itself. It feels like so separate, and it feels like, you know, a true side quest. Like there is a main thing going on, and other stuff seems to tie in. And this really feels like, you know, it's almost completely separate from the rest of the stuff you're doing, which I think is actually a really cool thing. Like you do this quest and you help these people, and like, they could have just made an entire game on that, but they just threw it in like, yeah, this is just a side quest, and these people needed to do that, and this is the most important thing to these people. It's very important, and you save them, and you do that, and like, you save the day. It's like saving the day before you even saved the entire day, so, you know, I thought it was a really cool little thing. It is a game within a game, a quest within a quest, and, neat. Number 7. The Temple of Time. I think this has been in a few Zelda games, but I'm really just counting the one from Ocarina of Time since I, you know, witnessed it first. I experienced it first. So that's the one I'm talking about, man. And it's cool, it's because it has this whole, like, ominous, kind of mysterious song playing in the background of it, which is cool. It's this big, like, awesome temple that's like, you're like, what is this place? When you first go there, like, I don't know what the fuck is with this place. It's interesting, but I don't get it. And it becomes to be a very important role in the game as well. being that the Master Sword is there, and that's kind of where you travel between the two time periods, whatever, past and the future thing. But like, I don't know. It's just like, it's a really interesting place to go to and to experience. And I was kind of, I always thought it was really awesome how it was like, what's behind that door, and how they just use it as a piece to kind of be like, present a lot of mystery and wonder within you, and made you really want to keep going, so you can see like what's the whole thing with this temple. Ooh. Number 6. The Twilight Realm. Okay, so I kind of cheated it, but the Twilight Realm from Twilight Princess, it takes up a large realm, I guess. But I really like all the Twilight parts in the game. They're just cool because, like, while a lot of these places are really dark, there's also a lot of cool glowiness to it, a lot of weird, like, blurry bloom effects and stuff, and it's just, I guess it's not really off-putting or anything, it just is really strange. It makes you feel like you're in a different place, and I think it's just super, like, it's just super interesting to go to those and be like, oh man, this place looks neat. I don't really understand it fully either, so shit, anything could happen here. It's crazy. Number 5. The Forest Temple. I'm talking about the Forest Temple from Ocarina of Time here. And, the music in the temple I'm not a huge fan of. It's memorable, but it's one of those where it kind of can get annoying and it can get under your skin. It really starts to kind of drive you crazy, which I think is the point. I mean, this whole temple kind of fucks with you. With its weird twisty hallways and, shifting rooms and everything. And it's got, weird creatures in it. And even the boss of this temple, with Phantom Ganon, it's just really bizarre to try and, like, get you afraid. You're already afraid of Ganondorf, and you're, like, fighting this weird ghost version of him. You're fighting other ghosts in the temple. I mean, like, the atmosphere in this place is just crazy. Like, this place is meant to kind of just drive you insane and to make you feel super unsettled, and I think it does a really cool job of that. So, as much as I might, not enjoy the music, I think everything comes together in a package that actually has a pretty neat purpose and an interesting effect on the player. Number 4. Gerudo's Fortress. This place is really cool. I'm going the outside and the inside of this area because the outside has the really awesome, outside, guitar and music stuff going on, and that theme's awesome. And then on the inside, it's cool because, like, you have to sneak around this place. You have to do it on the outside as well, but, like, you have to sneak around and try to take out guards and, try not to get caught. Kind of like just a weird, like, stealth mission thrown in the middle of the game, and it's really cool because, it makes you have to play differently than you've been playing for the rest of the game. And then there's also a few pretty intense fights with some of the guards as well. And I think, this little contained experience is, like, it's different than the other parts of the game, but it adds a little variety, and it's just super cool, and it's fun. It's kind of tense, and I don't know, I like it. It's also sort of mazy, and, how do I get from point A to point B? I keep taking out guards and everything, and it's a cool time. I like being there. It was a really interesting place. There's also the training grounds there, but I'm not really counting that because that's a whole thing. That's a whole, like, temple thing. So we'll just say that doesn't count, nor the general valley part. Just the compounds and the outside, inside the building and out, whatever. Because I think that's fair. I think that's not going too far with it and overgeneralizing. So you do too, because I said so. Number 3. Clock Town. This is the main hub world area of Majora's Mask, and I like it because while it is designed in a really interesting way, they all have different buildings, and it's cool that there are tons of people here. You spend lots of time here talking to all these people, getting used to where people are and where people go and what happens on different days and everything, and this is where a lot of events have to happen. You're always constantly going back to the whole clock tower in the town, and it's really just it's a nice hub world to be in. There's a lot of convenient stuff there, and it's one where like you kind of want to be in that hub world. There's lots of stuff to do there. There's lots of people to talk to, lots of things to accomplish, and this set piece is one of the most memorable set pieces of the entire game because of how much time you will spend there, and it's. I guess there's a lot of warm fuzzies with it for me, so maybe it's just that. But it's pretty cool, and you can see the freaky ass moon from there too. So you get the best of everything. So yeah. Number 2, Music Box House. I guess that's the name of it. I looked it up. It's in the whole Icona Canyon region in Majora's Mask. And I guess I like this location because, it is kind of interesting to see this weird house that's basically is a giant music box. And it runs on water. But the thing is that the well that pushes, the water wheel and everything, the well is dried up. So there's no water to operate the music box, and because the music isn't playing, it's not keeping the Gibdos away, so they're coming towards the house and everything, and it's spooky. But I mostly like this, I guess, because of the whole thing with the little girl Pamela, who basically she's been hiding her father in the basement, in a closet in the basement, because he has started turning into a Gibdo, and he's fighting it, but she's constantly going out to check if the well has any water left to any water again, I guess, so they can turn the music box thing back on. And you have to go in there, and if you try to attack the dude when you find him in the basement, she'll kick you out because she's trying to protect him. And then once you save the guy, then there's this whole thing of he doesn't know what happened to him. He doesn't have any memory of it, and the little girl Pamela doesn't care that what happened or whatever. It's not important to tell him what happened. All it's important that he's back, so she just says there's nothing, whatever. And it's a super touching moment. It touched me in an emotional way, you pervs. And yeah, I liked it. So it has a lot of specialness. I'ma stop. Number 1, Snowpeak Ruins. Now, the Snowpeak Ruins are a place in Twilight Princess, and basically they're mostly inside and somewhat outside of this huge mansion, where there are a couple of Yetis live in this mansion, and I just thought this place was so cool, sort of the whole music and the snowiness and the weird, somewhat loneliness to it as well. This huge, kind of empty mansion for you to just explore and go into, and it's cool that it's sort of just like a house that you're going through for a lot of it too. It's a really, really interesting and atmospheric part of the game, and I kind of get chills, because that's just the Snowpeak Ruins gives me chills, because it's so interesting and just cool to explore it. And even though it's not necessarily a super colorful place or anything or super lively, I just found myself really interested in it. Just the way it felt to be there was dare I say cool. I already said it, so I can't really unsay it. Unless I take it out. And can we take it out in post? No? Okay, we can't. Can't take it out in post. Well, that's my top 10 areas in Zelda games. I hope you liked the list. I'm sure you don't agree with my numbering. You probably don't even agree with a lot of my picks, which is why you should feel extra encouraged to go into those comments, write a comment, and post that comment about what your favorite places in Zelda games are, and just let me know. Let's have a back and forth. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a fun time, you and me, and everybody else in the comments. Why the fuck not? And that's I thought I did okay. I know you don't. But, you know, I like me. My wife likes me. So I will see you for the rest of Zelda month.